Love it.
Feel it. Oh, we're live. That was the quickest it's ever gone on there.
Hey, everybody. We're live. I was just saying how amazing Vanessa's hair looks. Like, holy shit balls. Look at her, my bestie's hair. Woo, woo. Sexy as fuck.
Hey, what I call, I went on a nature hike with my daughter and now my hair is big.
Yes, the color is amazing. And your big hair is always amazing. My big hair looks like, Diana Ross on crack, and yours just looks like pretty, like you went to the beach or something. I don't know.
Oh, thanks.
Anyway, so what are you drinking tonight, Vanessa?
Today I am channeling my inner Snoop Dogg again, and we got some gin and juice.
Are you drinking gin and juice? Yeah.
Because again, I couldn't have. I only have gin, and I like to have vermouth in my martinis. So
yeah, I like mine. I just had to explain this to my boyfriend, who doesn't really drink. Like, he'll drink a beer or two. Like, he's not like straight edge or anything. He just doesn't really drink. It's not his thing. So I just made him taste his first dirty martini and explained to him I like it extra dry, like no vermouth or like a dot of vermouth. Like, I don't buy it for the house because it's going to go bad before I use even 2% of that bottle.
Right.
So, by the way, I don't have martini glasses. I broke them all. So I'm drinking them out of my stemless wine glass over here.
I broke them all.
I did. I broke them all. So he was like, that is fucking disgusting. And he likes olives. He's like, I just don't like vodka. I'm like, all right, well, I think it's delicious.
Well, now you don't have to share. That's all, that's what that means.
The rest of the bottle of vodka and the rest of the olive juice is clearly mine.
Right.
And I explained to him too that the olives that are marinating in this delicious vodka are the best part of the whole fucking thing.
Yes. Yeah. The thing that I love about a good martini is that you have a snack with it. It's built right in. I do.
I'm kind of pissed off though. I don't have toothpicks. Like, I have toothpicks for my teeth, the ones that you use that have dental floss and then there's the pick at the end. Mm-hmm. I don't think that belongs in my martini glass though. So I don't think that would be a good look for so I'm going to be shoveling my fingers in this glass while we're live in a little while. But that's how my life is going right now, so it's totally fine.
I hear you.
So anyway, it's been a wacky couple weeks. We haven't been on in a couple weeks. Life has happened.
Has it been 2 weeks or 3 weeks?
It's been almost 3 weeks. Here's the thing. I was not feeling good on Monday at all. My allergies, I think the last time we went live, my allergies have not stopped since then. I know. I finally went back to the doctor. I got back on my allergy medication that I was supposed to be on. And I've been taking 4 Benadryl that are 50 milligrams each a day, which nobody should have to do that. So I just generally feel pretty fucking exhausted from taking 200 milligrams of Benadryl a day and prescription allergy medicine. It's a little bit crazy.
I would just sleep all day long. I take 1 Benadryl and I need a nap. I can't even imagine having to do that. I would just not be able to be awake.
So here's the funny thing. So the doctor says to me all the time, he's like, there's no way you take the muscle relaxers and nerve blockers and the Benadryl that you take and you're not tired when you go to bed. And I was like, if you would like to visit my home at 1 a.m. and see what's happening here.
Right. And I'm not forcing myself. I am way awake.
I'm wide awake. The ID channel is on. I'm washing my floors. I'm doing the fucking dishes. I'm getting shit done. I could take an Ambien and run around the fucking block. So go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? I'm awake.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we do have political things to talk about. They need to happen. I know it's not your favorite topic.
I'm just so good.
We don't have to talk about it yet. We don't have to talk about it. We can talk about what's going on in your life first.
Oh God. I don't know what's worse, politics or my fucking life right now.
Okay, we could start with the fact that the modeling let's start with something positive then. All right, so the modeling shoot that I did a couple weeks ago that I've been posting on Instagram, has like blown up. It's been the like best thing that I've ever done. I mean, the photographer, Poisonous Passions is like his on Instagram. He literally captured like, I mean, the most beautiful shots in this most disgusting place that you've ever seen in your fucking life. And it's been blowing up. And on Saturday, I'm doing another shoot with him. He rented this really weird hotel room, and I'm getting covered in liquid latex. And yeah, like, we're doing a Halloween shoot, and like the bathtub's gonna be black, and then we're switching it up, and then I'm gonna be bloody and disgusting. And I mean, I am super stoked. Yeah, like I feel like I found my niche. This is it. Some people like it, some people don't. I had some adorable guy like comment, like, I really did find it cute. He's like, "Oh my God, I love your costume in this picture." And I was like, that's my real outfit. It's okay. That's my real outfit. Like,
I wear that on a Tuesday. I mean,
the sign behind me, I can't even like bob and weave. Like, that's like a normal sign in my house. All of this is not Halloween decorations. Yeah. Like,
you know, Scarlett talks about, because like she has difficulty remembering like whose house is whose sometimes, because we go up there and we're all over the place. And she's like, I want to go to the spooky house with the bats and the skeletons. I'm like, yeah, because year round you show up at Paige's house and it's spooky.
And it's spooky. Yeah, I love that. Oh, my niece, my baby.
With a lot of stairs. She remembers that you have a lot of stairs.
Oh my God. It's like climbing Mount Everest to get up my fucking third floor walk up that I pay way too much money for. Oh, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But I love, my niece loves that I have the spooky house. That's really fun. Mm-hmm. So I'm definitely always going to be the fun aunt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So yeah, I agree. I think that that's like the best shoot that I've seen you do. It's like all you. You know, what the first picture that goes, oh, how has this not happened, you know, prior to now? But everything happens in its own time.
I love it. I also have a shoot with the guy that got me into photography, Long Night Photo, who is also one of my favorite people in the whole entire world. I'm doing a girl on girl shoot with him in November that I'm super stoked about. Yeah, it's a girl I actually know from like when I did Evil Girl shows. She used to come to our shows, and we're gonna shoot together. So that's going to be super fun. Yeah. So I have a lot of stuff coming up, and I'm looking forward to booking a lot of stuff. So like I have positive things going on, and I'm really, truly like, I'm trying so fucking hard, and it's so fucking hard because I am very manic right now, and I do have a lot of anxiety. I'm sure you do too. It's so hard to like focus on the good things, but that's really what I'm trying to do. And I'm trying to surround myself with people that focus on that, because I can't be upset all the fucking time. Like I can't listen to other people's problems all the time. Like I don't get paid like you do to listen to other people's problems. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't get paid to listen to everybody's problems is the problem. If everybody paid me, I think I would have a
sorry when I call you and I'm like,
that's different for sure.
But I'm trying to just be positive, and I've got a lot of positive things going on. My son is turning 11 years old on Sunday. My little baby genius, my miracle baby. He's my rainbow baby, as you know. Took me so much heartbreak to have that kid, and he's going to be 11, and I'm, oh my gosh, just so forever. Like, I mean, he's probably my last baby. I'm 40 years old. So realistically, he's my last baby. And just like, he's going to be 11. And oh my God, I went like, shopping for his birthday today. And I'm like, all adulty stuff, like, like game stuff that he likes. None of it was like fun toy. You know what I mean? Like no fun toys, no like, he was super into, I'm not allowed to talk about this in front of people, but when he was like, little, if you remember, obsessed with fucking Frozen, obsessed.
I'm not allowed to talk about it, but I'm going to throw it right on the internet.
Well, he's not going to watch this until he's older, and then he'll forgive me by then. But he was like fucking obsessed with fucking Frozen. And I like remember like being like one of those people on Black Friday, like ready to murder somebody for some stupid fucking doll that he wanted. Like it was like an Elsa doll. And there's no more of that. He just wants like, you know, Minecraft stuff and Fortnite stuff and stuff for like the Microsoft points and all of that stuff. So like my little miracle baby's turning 11 and I'm having a hard time with it a little, I think.
I can't even believe he's at 11.
Do you remember when I was like waddling around like too fat and pregnant with him?
That's why I can't figure it out. I'm like, how could that be like over 11 years ago? Because he was still in utero. Like,
oh my gosh. And I like actually was like working shows at the door until 3 days before I had him. Like people were looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing out of the house, lady? Hey, listen.
Wait for it to happen or have fun and wait for it to happen.
Listen, I like to hustle. All right. I'm gonna do what I have to do. I'll work this baby out of me. Okay. I don't want Pitocin. I'll work this baby out of me.
Right? Oh, we got Vinny with a special message.
Yes, Vinny, that's exactly what I'm doing. This one is going to be far worse. This is going to like actually look like I've stolen a kidney. I'm wondering if maybe I should go get like a fucking like a what is that? A London broil? That kind of looks like does that look like a organ? Go get a fucking London broil and like pull it out of the bathtub.
You could buy like a liver, like something like that.
No. I'll just, I think maybe I'll make the photographer pick me up a London broil that we can fucking have me holding in the bathtub of blood. Thing just got dark. Yeah. Thanks, Vinny. Thank you, Vinny, for making this go dark really fast.
Yeah, like right off the bat. Like, let's just talk
right
about
off the bat.
Stuff. It's COVID. Anyway. We all need money. Let's sell some kidneys.
At this point, I just don't even know.
This is where I'm at. Like, I just can't be appropriate. I just can't even. And I'm not even like I'm not anxious right now, which makes
me either. Which makes me anxious. Like me too.
But I'm still just kind of like I'm not even anxious about like I'm in such a weird spot right now. I guess because I do understand that my life usually implodes before good things happen. So I'm like in a good place where I'm like, all right, I mean, whatever I was doing, which as per usual, what I was trying to do is not what I'm supposed to be doing. And so everything has to implode because it's not meant to be. Usually I would totally freak out about it and try to do 14 other things to make up for it. And now I'm just like sitting here waiting like, okay, I mean, whatever. Right.
So I know you're talking, I know one of the things that you're talking about. Let's go to relationships immediately. Okay. So I know one of the things that you're
okay. Well, yeah.
So let's discuss that. And I would just like to say, no, you should not just discredit that as like I shouldn't have been doing that. Fuck that notion. Okay. You should.
Well, okay.
We're not going to do that.
But there are some things that I was able to identify because what I like to do is when something like that happens, I pick it apart and see what I can learn about it. And there's always something that I can learn for myself so that it's not just, oh, he's a jerk and he had all the responsibility here, because I definitely have some of the responsibility. But anyways, so anybody who saw the flyer, saw the picture of me sitting on the floor drinking wine the other day, because that was where I was at. I poured a glass of wine. I didn't feel like walking. I didn't feel like sitting. I just sat down on the floor, bummed the fuck out because y'all know, like you've been watching this, you've heard me go from I don't want another relationship to okay, yes, and I manifested this man who I believed to be the male version of me because that's what I believe that I would need because I can't quite tolerate. Yeah, I do. And here's why I know this.
I don't know that exists now.
It does. The problem is the male version of me is also a runner because I am still a runner. So
well, that's why I'm saying.
Everything about this was great. Everything about this was wonderful, other than on the day we were supposed to meet, both of us tried to get out of it, both of us didn't go. Both of us didn't go. I don't even know if he got my message saying I wasn't going to go, because I'm pretty sure he already wasn't coming also. So whatever. It's been resolved to the point where I am at peace with it, because I don't want to be with 35-year-old me. And that's exactly who this person is.
Yeah,
at that age,
40s, but so
no,
like
he's 35. He's 35.
Oh, he is? Oh, you were going younger too. Oh, I go really young.
Oh, okay. You want to know why? I'm just going to say this, and it's inappropriate, but I've had enough gin, I guess, to do this. I'm on these dating apps, and I'm sorry, this is going to sound so freaking. I'm going to be Regina for a moment. These dudes that are my age look way older than me.
They don't look good. Dudes are not aging well these days.
They just look way older than me, and I'm having trouble like feeling like
find attraction. Listen, okay, so we all know I'm dating a 27-year-old. Okay, I have trouble finding attraction to people my age, even a little bit younger than my age, like even like mid 30s. And only because I feel like maybe they led like hard lives in terms of like they partied too much, or like, I don't know what it is, but I'm just not attracted to them. I'm not attracted to how like controlling they are. Like, I don't want to be controlled. I just want to say this. I don't date younger guys because I want to control somebody else. I do want to say that. Like, that's not what I'm going for. But I cannot be controlled and I cannot be held down. We know this. We know that I need to date somebody that just lets me fly. And I can be trusted to go fly and not be a fucking asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already know I'm unattractive. No, Vinny, stop your shit. You know what? I think you are extremely attractive, and I think that you are so hard on yourself, and it's very upsetting. It upsets me, and I tell you this all the time. It's upsetting. It demeans you, and I don't want to see you do that to yourself. I think you're very handsome. It doesn't matter about your age. You are actually a wonderful human being, which makes you attractive, but you're very good looking too. And I think that you don't see it because people have not lifted you up that way, and somebody needs to. I try. Yeah.
Like,
we adore you. Please don't say that about yourself, please.
Yeah.
But yeah, like,
it probably doesn't help to hear.
I know what we just said was miserable, but we're talking about guys that
everyone. It's not everyone, and I will say this: it's not everyone, but it seems like the range is so wide. But then I look at like girls my age or women my age, and I'm like, but I feel like we all look good, you know, for the most part. So what's happening? Like,
I don't know.
I don't know. But then, so here was my dilemma is like, all right, so a 35-year-old may not be at where I'm at. I'm 42. I just turned 42. I'm ready to have another kid by myself or with somebody else. It's in my plan for the next 2 years, regardless. If I can't find a mature enough man to have a child with, I don't want to be with a man, because I'm not going to try to like have a baby with someone who's like not mature. It's not going to happen.
So here's the problem. You know the problem with what you're saying though, right? Like, so if you come at a dude with saying that,
I don't give a fuck. That's what I want. If they can't handle it, then they can't do it.
Right. So here's what I think. I think that you should just immediately the second go get yourself pregnant without a man, and then go find a man.
Well, fine. Okay. So the reason why it's in my 2-year plan is because right now I have to restart my private practice. So financially, pregnancy right now.
Right. Yeah. So find a gay guy that wants to find a gay guy that can knock you up. Where is the Tony Noodles of South Carolina?
Or Tony Noodles should just finally give in to my requests that have been going on for the last 10 years. Can we just have a beautiful Portuguese baby together?
I know, he's so good looking too. If it were a boy, it would be tall. He's so handsome.
I'm half.
I know, you're half Portuguese.
So I'm half. He's total. Like, this kid would be like, whatever.
Gorgeous.
Whatever. It's not going to happen. Tony does not want to have babies with me.
Listen, you need to find your gay guy to knock you up is what we need to do.
I don't know.
Find your Mr. Right.
Here's the other thing. I'm not sure about that whole co-parenting thing if I don't know a person. Because if it's somebody who's going to be difficult, I also don't want to have a baby with them.
Yeah.
That's why, like, the whole, honestly, like, it's either I'm all in with a person I know that I can be with, or I'm going to just do it by myself with somebody who doesn't want to be part of it because they're only there for the biological, like, whatever. I paid for your I paid for your sperm and that's it.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm not 100% disconnected from the idea of a relationship because it was so close, and I like the way that I felt in this. I'm like, I do want that. I didn't think I wanted that.
So super disappointing of him. On his part, so super disappointing. And I know that you're like saying, oh, that was me like 7 years ago, but super disappointing on his part because I feel like he was misleading and I feel like he just wanted somebody to talk to, and that's not what you wanted, and that's unfair because he led you to believe that there was something else that was going to fucking come of it.
Right. And again, though, when I say that I understand it, I'm not giving him an excuse. I'm saying to myself, this is your karma, bitch. So learn. Make sure that you, because I didn't go either. That's the problem. I didn't go either. So there's something still within me.
You. Maybe like
I was afraid. And I, what if he was going? What if he went? You know what? Then I'm the asshole because I didn't go.
The universe told you that neither one of you were supposed to fucking be there, and that's just that. And I do believe the reason. I'm going to tell you the reason why I believe that happened. Maybe because of the situation that he put himself in with the other child that he had was not the situation for you, and the universe fucking told you that. The universe told you you don't need any stepchildren.
But I'm okay with that. This is the problem, is that I'm not going to disconnect from that either. I'm 41 years old. 42 years old. The idea that I will find a man that doesn't have children at this point, at this age,
it's weird. You're right. Yes.
Very slim. Yeah. It's very slim. So I'm not going to close myself off to that either. Yes, there were question marks. Yes, there were things that were similar to my last relationship that I do realize I was not looking at. But I know that right now, my part right now is to look at myself and figure out what I need to do differently so that the next person that I magnetize into my life is not going to do exactly what I did, because that's what happened. I asked for and got exactly what I asked for, which is me, who wasn't also going to go to the date. And
I think that you need to be that again. I think that you need to be a little bit looser in your standards without, like, you need to be stringent but looser in what your standards were, if that makes sense. Like, now, there's certain things that you might need to let go. Relationships are give and take. You can meet the male you, and they're going to somehow be different than you. You do realize that. Come on. You have to realize that.
Nobody's going to be exactly like me.
Right. So
you're not going to be like a crocheter and a hockey player.
Like, listen, I don't want to fucking date myself. If I date myself, I'm going to fucking murder somebody. Like, I'm going to be on Snap.
I mean, I am not even, if he was able to be committed, this would be fine.
Well, he's not. He's being a dick. So we're going to move on, and you're going to still find Mr. Right.
There's going to be somebody else. There's going to be somebody else that has all of those things, and I know that they will. And so I'm not, but what I'm saying is, like, I am not going to do what I did. My knee-jerk reaction was to rush and go find somebody else to talk to because I felt upset. Yeah. I felt some type of way, and I did that. And about a day later, I was like, "Well, that was a fucking mistake." Because you don't want them. They're not going to fit in your life. Just don't do this. It's not fair because now you're doing to these people what they don't deserve, which is trying to talk to them when you know that they're not the potential that they're just not.
No, I totally got it. Like I get what you're doing. You were filling a void that was left, and it isn't fair to other people. Yep. I know, I'm almost done with my martini. I have a blue moon. Girl, I have a blue moon on like, set right here.
Regardless, y'all, I have not given up. There is going to be another person. There's going to be another Liam, but that man, oops, I said his name. Fuck.
I can't believe you just did that. That's hysterical. Good fuck him.
I mean, whatever. If you're watching it, then you know what happened, dude. So
who fucking cares? Like, oops, that was
anyway.
Yeah, Vanessa, that was hysterical. That was one of the funniest things I've ever heard you do. That was a major slip. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy
whatever. If he was a client, I wouldn't have done it, but he wasn't a client. He was a person. But anyways, there'll be another one. We will have those same things in common. We will be dorks who watch hockey games together, but separately. I will find another person like that. I know that I will.
You totally will. And here's the thing.
He'll be as hot because he was beautiful also.
He was very cute, I have to admit. Okay, so I'm going to say this. You need to start telling people, full disclosure, that you have a YouTube show, because I would tell people, when I was online dating, I would tell people, full disclosure, we have a YouTube show, and I won't say your name, but I might talk about what's going on.
Yeah, on my profile, I have a podcast, and then I'm writing a book about dating. So just be prepared that we might not say your fucking name, but you are going to be talked about. It's happening. Sorry, but it is. I know who I didn't say his last name, so there's plenty of.
You know what's funny? That became one of the most popular baby names for a really long time running. And I don't even know why. I usually am so about my.
That's a badass.
It's such a really cool name. I'm just trying to figure out what it came from that made it popular. Let's have a drink.
That is on the list, Vinny. That is on the list.
Right.
But they also have to watch football all day on Sunday and deal with me. They also they need to watch hockey every single night, multiple games, or be fine with not being near me.
I'm your baby and I have to deal with that. So any dude better be able to deal with that. I'm going to say this. So I haven't been around you in a very long time, in terms of we were together every day. We were really literally together 5 days a week, no matter what. Right. So I watched every fucking hockey game. I watched all the football games because I was working. I worked Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. So I watched every fucking football game too. So I knew what was going on whether I wanted to or fucking not.
Right.
So my current boyfriend, who's probably watching in the other room or not, he might be watching wrestling. Who the fuck even knows? But I've had to get used to on my big TV on Sunday having football on every day again. Can I just fucking watch ID people? Can I watch people getting murdered and shit, bro? Mm-hmm. Apparently not. So I downloaded.
Go ahead.
Listen, everything is compromised. I downloaded Scrabble for my fucking phone. And now nobody wants to play with me because I annihilate everything.
Yeah, I'm not.
I used to play Words with Friends, and nobody would play with me. Yeah, nobody wants to play with me. So I'm almost there. I just downloaded it, I think on Sunday when JD was watching fucking football, and now nobody wants to. We're getting to the point that nobody wants to fucking play with me anymore. I'm playing against the damn computer. But anyway, so I just have to find other things to do on Sundays. It's compromise. Relationships are compromised. And I don't so he's a Saints fan. He would have loved the Airbnb we stayed at.
Yeah.
Let's explain to people. So we stayed at this, when we went to NOLA, we stayed at this Airbnb with the coolest family in the whole entire fucking world. They brought us dessert. They asked us to smoke pot with them. They were so fucking cool. But they had bleachers in the backyard and a fake turf and a projector that came down and Saints memorabilia everywhere. It's JD's wet dream, okay? And
when I
That was so fucking cool. And I'm like, okay, so where's the cemetery now? And then we got let out. And like, then you opened the gate and we went into a cemetery, which I took your daughter in my sweater and her princess crown.
Yes.
She was so cute. She was so cute. I was like, don't step on the graves. That might not be nice. Like, and she was so cute about it. But yeah, like, so anyway, so he's a Saints fan, so I have to get used to the screaming. There was screaming the other night in my living room when he was watching it, and I came out and I was like, can you remember that we have like neighbors and stuff? Because there's like literally 18 other apartments in this building. And they can hear every word I can say.
Mm-hmm.
So I left. I ended up leaving. By the way, I left.
Now I will say this though, and maybe this is a good point of discussion about like men and women. I have tried to be in relationships with people who don't really like sports. People who are just kind of like, yeah, I mean, here and there, and it never works because they feel like men, especially like even, I mean, I can count probably 3 or 4 that I've dated that felt emasculated because I liked sports more than sports. And like, it has nothing to do with how much of a man you are. Whatever it is that you like is what you like. But this is what I like, and I'm not gonna not like it, and I'm not going to not watch it. This is what I like to do. You know, like here and there, of course. You know what I mean? Here and there, you want to watch a movie instead of watching hockey, of course. But we're not gonna every night have this fight about what we're going to watch. This is what I'm going to watch. We're also not going to have a fight about how we have to be in separate rooms to watch TV every day because we don't want to watch the same stuff. I mean, this is what's happened in all of these relationships.
The whole thing, though, I don't expect him to sit and watch like ID Channel or Lifetime or the ridiculous crap that I watch. I do watch, like, listen, we do agree on a bunch of things. We're both horror whores. Like, so, like, any horror movie that comes out, no matter, it could be B, C rated, terrible. I want to watch it. I want to see how bad it can get. I want blood, guts, and I want to see somebody's intestines come out. Okay. So we both love that. We do like similar things, but like he said to me the other night, he's like, we have to stop falling asleep to ID Channel because it's disturbing. Like, I'm having really bad dreams and you're also beating the shit out of me in your sleep. And I'm like, yeah, maybe that's happening. So, like, it's a compromise. Like, so I do realize
women
that.
are better at compromise than men.
What did you say, honey?
Do you think that women are better at compromise than men?
I do think we're better at I do think we're better at compromising because it's ingrained in us in a bad way since we're little. I do think that. You're, by the way, this most
exactly, which is why it works.
Vanessa, you're super pixelated. You're going out. You're a ghost.
I don't know. Hold on. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try.
Do you see me like I'm twitchy over here? Like, what the fuck? This is usually my internet connection. Oh no. Oh, there you are. Yay. Yeah, like that scared me. You look like the fucking Blair Witch Project for a second.
Internet. My freaking internet, dude.
Well, that's usually me, so that's why I got scared. Anyway, so I'm switching to my blue moon. I'm not going to shovel my fingers into my olive like a savage. Okay. Anyway, but I do think it's ingrained.
Just said, which was, I'm not going to shove my fingers in my olive like it's a savage.
I do want to, but I'm not going to do it on YouTube. I already do enough disgusting shit on YouTube with you. All right. So anyway, no, but it is ingrained to us to be, I think, more tolerant and more passive about things, and we adapt better than men do.
Which is why it's easier if they're watching something. We're like fine with like, okay, so it's not a slight against me.
No.
But I swear, the men that I have been around, they feel like it's that. And it's like,
well, they do. Well, they're emasculated by it. Here's the whole thing, though. I do love hockey, and I will watch every hockey game. You want to put on hockey? If you're a hockey fan, put on every fucking hockey game that there is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to fucking watch football. I don't want to fucking watch basketball. I'm sorry, I don't. If you really want to piss me off, put on goddamn golf. I will actually take something that looks like a golf club and start smashing shit into the walls because it's like watching paint peel off the goddamn wall. I don't want to fucking see it. Football, I can listen. I grew up in a football house. My grandfather was a huge Giants fan. You know that, like, I'm by default. I'm a Giants fan. So, like, I will sit through football. I don't want to, but I will do it.
Yeah.
Especially the Giants suck now. Like, I had no problem sitting through a couple years ago.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I know. So I just want to tell everybody on YouTube right now, Vanessa cried at the Boulevard.
I cried at the Boulevard. I did.
You cried at the Boulevard, and I actually felt bad. So the Giants beat
I
the
also
Patriots.
rode a broom at the Boulevard for the Bruins, so that evens it all out.
Oh my God. I tell people all the time that was like the best moment. I'm like a Devils fan, but like I will root for the Bruins for you if they're not playing the Devils, and you know that.
Yeah.
Okay. So when the fucking Bruins swept and you went through the bar with the most giant broom in the whole entire, you went over to my boss and said, "Can I sweep the floor right now?" And he was like, "Seriously?" And we were like,
Seriously.
That was the best. And everybody was like cheering for you because that was so amazing.
Yeah.
Like, listen, even though like, you know, we're all like, you know, we're all Devils or Rangers fans, like in Jersey, but that was like the funniest thing ever. You just fucking broomed your way through the bar and it was epic. Love it.
I am so glad there's not a lot of film from Boulevard. I just want to say that like out loud because
oh my God,
shit we've done in that bar.
We've done some crazy shit at Boulevard.
Sorry,
No, that looks adorable. You look adorable.
just
Anyway, yeah, no, we've done some really crazy shit at Boulevard, and I'm glad that we do not have a reality show for that reason. Anyway, so we're gonna have to talk about politics now. I'm sorry.
I was like, I know it's coming. I mean, just get it up, rip off the Band-Aid. Let's do it.
All right. I don't know where to start because it's so fucking absurd that I'm not really sure where I start.
Okay, well, right before that, we're just gonna do this together. Boo, Vinny.
Really? That's like a weird team to be a fan of. All right. Yeah.
Anyway, all right. I just feel like that's a
I feel
good
like boo. I'm just kind of like, why?
Yeah.
It's not a boo. It's like, why? All right, you did boo. All right. I'm not going to do that. You know how I feel about Islanders fans. They are the worst. I almost got run over because I was wearing a fucking Brodeur jersey in Long Island. I almost got run over by a car because of those fucking crazy ass people. So there are people that are like, they're fucking
Philadelphia, Philly. They like hit Santa or something. Like they threw batteries at Santa. Like they're a hot mess over there too.
Like I don't even want to represent what I like if I go to Philly as a Devils fan.
That's true.
Like, you know what? By the way, I wore my More Gay Everyday shirt today again. I wore it again. And I wore it through Passaic. So I had a sweater on because I thought it was going to be cold. It's been like 55 degrees in New Jersey, by the way, the last like 2 days. Raining, miserable, back killing me. It's just been horrible outside, right? Today, I thought it was going to have a chill in the air. So I put on a sweater over my More Gay Everyday shirt, and I live in the fucking ghetto. So I'm like 10 minutes into my walk, and I'm like, fuck this sweater. And I took off my sweater and realized I was wearing my More Gay Everyday shirt. And I don't think that flew very well. The lady I have this shoot on Saturday, and I had to go buy lingerie for it, like, you know, to climb out of the bathtub in that can get ruined, like cheap shit. I went to, what is it, Bargain Man or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
Went there just to get cheap shit to like that I can get covered in blood in. And the lady the whole time, and the conversations I'm having with my boyfriend, like, do you think that this will hold up if there's blood in the water? Or do you think this is going to hold up over latex? and I'm wearing a more gay every day fucking shirt. This fucking lady definitely wanted to shoot me in the middle of the fucking store. Then I get downstairs, and you know how polite I am to retail people because I did retail management for like ever. So like I'm so nice to people that work in stores. This lady hated my fucking guts as she was ringing me up, and I couldn't figure it out. And then I went outside, and I kind of like took a look down, and I'm like, well then.
Things make sense now.
Now this makes sense.
Yeah.
It says I'm more gay every day.
I mean,
Which
it
fine.
makes sense, but
You know what? It weeds out the assholes. Good. Fuck them.
I guess.
I didn't realize it. You know, my faith in humanity to a point. Like I do have some sort of faith in humanity. I feel like
Right.
you're like people aren't complete dicks. I forget where I live though that not everybody is from America, and from certain countries it's not accepted.
Right.
So I was definitely getting all the fucking looks. Oops, my bad. Anyway, so let's go right into politics from there.
Let's do it.
All right, so here's the deal.
We're going to
So
talk about shitty people. Let's start. Let's do it.
All right, so the first fucking debate with Trump. Okay, we just got frozen. The first debate with Trump. He literally would not fucking let Biden speak. It was the most absurd thing I've ever seen. I feel bad for the asshole that I don't like that moderated it. I really did. Because, like, he wouldn't let him speak. And it was just a shit show. And Biden didn't push forward like I wanted him to. Like he didn't, like he was just like, give me my time back. Okay, you got your time back, but it doesn't matter because he's bullying you. And he did just look like a bully. So in the end, he still just looks like a bully. And if we are being real, he lost that debate. Then 2 days later, he's got COVID, right? Now I'm gonna sound like what?
I'll be right back. You talk. I'll be right back. My child is awake.
Oh shit. Okay, so now I'm gonna sound like a conspiracy theorist. Did Trump really have COVID? Because I kind of feel like he did not. I feel like maybe he had some other medical problem he had to be in the hospital for, and he used COVID as an excuse. Like, look, it's a curable thing. Look at how well I am doing. Oh gosh, there goes Coco too. Oh crap, I'm talking to my, okay. Anyway, so first debate, a complete fucking disaster. The Harris-Pence thing, I could not have been happier with, because Kamala, I wish I was related to her. She is one of the most well-composed people I've ever met in my life. She's super intelligent. She doesn't let anybody shake her. And I think she did fucking amazing. Now for the next debate, Trump is refusing to do it via internet, I believe, because he's scared. Like, he's scared he's going to look like an idiot again. So this is my opinion. If you disagree with me, that's fine. I'm missing my bestie to weigh in with me. Oh, Christ. Scarlett, I hope you're okay. So anyway, how's everybody's days going? Oh, I see a shadow. There you are. All right. I just went on a fucking 5-minute rant.
I heard most of it because, I mean, you've been in my house. Like, we're kind of, her bedroom is kind of above this.
All right. So, like, now the next debate, I think Kamala fucking kicked Pence's ass. Like, I was so proud of how calm yet like assertive she was. I don't feel like she should have had to have acted that calm because she's a woman and because she's of color, but she did, because nobody wanted to say, hey, the crazy black lady went fucking batshit on Pence. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you know, so she didn't want to be accused of that. But the looks and the comments to Pence were like probably my favorite thing that I've seen all goddamn year. Like, I want this woman to be my vice president. I want her to be my president one day. I have so much fucking love for her. Like, I really do.
I didn't watch any of the debates. So this is the reason why. I don't know who this is, but yes, we can see your comment.
Yes, we can see your comment. What's your next comment?
So yeah, bring on the comments. If they are troll comments, they will not go up on the screen.
Yes,
Probably.
they will.
If they're hilarious.
You can troll us.
No,
It's fine. No, I want your troll comments. Please.
If they're going to be degrading, they're not going on the screen, and that's it. Like, I'm setting a boundary, and that's happening. So, but I didn't watch any of the debates because I feel like I just want to be happy, and neither one of them was going to make me happy, so I didn't watch. This is why I'm not actually participating, is because I have literally no knowledge of anything at all. It's not because I don't think it's important. It's just that I didn't watch. So either one of them, I didn't watch them.
The Harris Pence debate was one of my favorite things that ever fucking happened. Her looks could kill. That man would have been shot dead with daggers, and I loved it.
A lot of memes, and I saw a lot of memes that were comparing her to Felicia Rashad in The Cosby Show, which I could appreciate because that was my TV mom growing up. I was like, I want to be like her because she is a badass lawyer, but also a great mom. Like,
so yeah, like, listen, I just think though I don't understand why Trump will not remotely do the next debate. I think he's scared. He looked like a fucking bully. He looked like a moron. He didn't make any valid points. He did not denounce modern day Nazis. He did not denounce the far right that are coming in and literally harming and killing people. He didn't denounce them.
Yeah, I'm not happy about that, honestly. Like, and I did hear about that. Again, I didn't watch it, but I didn't hear about that. And I was a little bit like, okay, I mean, there are times where even if you're trying to be ODD, which is what I feel like is what happens sometimes, is that there's no, he cannot admit anything could possibly be right coming from the opposite side. So he cannot agree on anything.
He can't agree or disagree.
That, you have to say something.
Denouncing Nazis are kind of fucking important. Like,
I think I'm not sure I even know any humans in my life, probably because I wouldn't
denounce a Nazi, right?
Say like, well, yeah, I mean, that's not cool.
Yeah, like,
that. Like, that's not cool. I don't think that that's cool. Just
he refused to fucking do it. And here's the whole fucking thing, though. With Biden, I was pissed at him at times because I felt like he could have been more aggressive. He could have been more aggressive and he could have attacked more. I do get his tactic, though. He was being bullied and he was just like, I'm not going to put up with this stupid shit. Basically, like, I'm not even going to fucking give you credit for you acting like an idiot. Like, I want my time back. Like, you're talking over me. I want my 30 seconds back, whatever. But like, I was pissed at him for a while. We all know Biden was not my first choice. We know he was not. But now here we are. And now here I am. And I am going to stand behind him. And I'm standing behind Harris. I think she's fucking amazing. I'm sorry. I do. But there's like a bit of a conspiracy that they're saying that Trump didn't have COVID. That he's saying that, like, so he had COVID, right?
So yeah. So listen, I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
Me neither. You know I'm not.
But the second that I heard he got it, I was like, I'm just not believing it. And I felt like such a freaking weirdo. I was like,
3 days later, you're cool, you're okay, you're fine. I think that's a little bit weird. A lot of people are saying it was heart related. Maybe he had a stent put in. I don't know. I don't like to go with conspiracy theories. I do know that he said he had a trial vaccine it is making people sick now. So if that's the case, then why is he not sick and looking like fucking shit?
Okay.
He was breathing not right. I will say the last couple days, like when you saw him the last couple appearances, he was not breathing great white.
I wouldn't know because I don't watch anything. I literally watch nothing.
Okay, but let's be real here. He's kind of fat as fuck, and I'm not trying to fat shame anybody, but he is fat as fuck, okay? I will say it about him because fuck him. He is a little bit overweight, and he doesn't eat healthy, and we all know this. So he's always kind of huffing and puffing, but he was extra not breathing right. So you could blame it on COVID, but that also is a sign of a heart condition. And they're saying that
Right.
that probably might have been a heart condition that he
Mhm.
was being treated for, because there's no way after COVID that you're going and appearing at rallies.
Right.
And why are you doing that when you know you can be exposing people?
Right.
Like, you're testing negative now after a couple days? Come on, man.
Well, okay, but that's even happening in the NFL now, and I can't tell you shit about the debates. I can't tell you anything about Trump, but I can totally tell you everything about the positives in the NFL because I care about the NFL and I believe that the NFL
So
is
tell me about
shady as fuck. But so that's been happening where somebody will test positive and they'll say, well, if they can get 2 negatives by next week, which is 7 days later, they can play. And to me, I'm like, that's bullshit. Like, they're all, one of them is made up. Some of these results have to be made up or something because it's a false
negative. It doesn't have to be made up. It could be false negatives. Like, you're going to spread it. Like,
right. But how are you going to have a positive and then all the rest are false negatives?
You're negative.
They're not. And so like in our case, okay, so Cam Newton, who is now the new Patriots quarterback, it's so weird to say every time, he tested positive and he was the only one. But then last week, there were 2 other ones that tested positive because they were obviously in the fucking locker room with him. So now it's like, oh, he might get to play. And now, so it's now like, oh, okay, but so he might test negative and they'll probably still be positive. It seems a little bit like he'll test negative so that he can play because we need him to play.
And then he's going to get other people sick.
Exactly.
Like, this is not going to ever end if we keep doing this. Like, I want this to end. Like, I want this to end.
Me too.
Like, and I want, like, here's the thing. It's not like I want it to end for convenience purposes, because obviously convenience, like, I told you, I want to jump on a plane 5 weeks ago and come and visit you. I won't do it. I will not do it. Even though they're saying it's safe, I won't, because I do not want to be in a fucking recycled air situation with COVID and come to your house while you have a 4-year-old child. It's irresponsible and it's not cool of me to do that. I don't want this for convenience reasons. I want this because I want our country to not be in an infection turmoil. Like, it's not about convenience. I hate the fucking mask. We've discussed this 9,000 times. I put it on. I'm in the store for an hour. I get out of the store. I have a panic attack. I have to take a Klonopin that is prescribed to me immediately because I panic. I can't breathe in the fucking thing. It's not a convenience thing for me. I want everybody to just be well.
Right.
So stop fucking making up fake things like now you're testing negative so you can go play football. Now you're testing negative so you can go do a debate. No, that's not how it works. It's not how it works. It's not how any of this, like, I feel like that commercial. That's not how any of this works.
Right.
Seriously.
Well, again, and I don't like thinking like a conspiracy theorist because I make fun of them all the time.
Me too, but
it's like this one seems like a real one. Because it makes so much sense. Like, if a lot of conspiracy theories don't make sense if you are like an analytical person. Like, I feel like having had to do what I do for a living, there's a lot of analysis that goes on. There's a lot of research stuff that you have to know about. And so there are things that when people kind of spit it at me, I'm like, that doesn't even make research sense. Like, it doesn't make research sense. Like, a study, one study that says this and 55 that say this. That's what a study is. It has to be repeatable in order for it to be like believable. Like, like, it's not valid if it's only repeated one time. Like, it's not.
So
this is common sense, dude. If you had it on Sunday and you don't have it on Wednesday,
come on. So it's like when people say, like, one of the biggest things that got me upset is that Sandy Hook did not happen. That is one of the biggest conspiracy things that they say liberals made it up because of gun control, because they were legal guns that this kid had access to because of his mom, that it was made up. That is one of the biggest things that when people say that to me, oh, but there's this video that's missing, there's that. Do you think that all of those children died? Like, there were birth certificates for them. They passed. How did they fucking die that day? Like, give me, it's like sick. It makes me sick. It's like people that say 9/11 is a conspiracy. Whether it happened the way that we think that it happened, and we may never know how it really happened. But what we do know is that we personally, because we lived in this area, we watched the Twin Towers fall fucking down.
Right.
Not like other people.
Right.
Like, we watched them go down. That's not a conspiracy.
Right.
I don't care if you think it was an inside job or not. That wasn't a fucking conspiracy. Those people died.
Right. Like the people, like the carnage was real.
The carnage was real. Like, I don't care how you think, what you think was real, whatever it is. Like, stop fucking with the memory of those people that passed away. And how about the people that cleaned that up that are still fucking dying? Yeah. How about that?
Yeah. Or the first responders that were there that have horrible PTSD, but because of our absolute shit show of a mental health system, have not received the help that they need and cannot receive the help.
I would love to talk about our mental health system if we have time, by the way.
I will talk about our mental health system for 14 hours. I will always make time, but it is up to you 100%.
I just don't understand how people that are harmed other people, and it's quite clear, can be released after 48 hours here in New Jersey. I don't know how it works in other states. I know it's probably on a state-to-state basis, but here in 48 hours, they can sign themselves out. Mm-hmm. They can cause harm to themselves or others in those 48 hours, and they're just released. And I would like to fucking know why this is okay. I would like to know why somebody who has committed a domestic violence crime, who should be put into a psych ward for the very least 48 hours, is released after 6 in our justice system.
Space and money.
I don't fucking get it, and I'm like,
space and money. Our mental health system does not make money, and so therefore it does not. It's not important.
Medication, like, I don't get it.
Everything. The salary of the people that are there, the medication, the facility itself, the resources that they use to house a person. If that person doesn't pay, and many of them don't,
they can't. Right. They're poor. How are they paying? The average person.
So
but here's a person. The average person can't pay.
I get that. And this is the problem with the system. But I'm telling you, like, when you ask the question of why that happens, that is why it happens. It's not okay. It's not a good reason why that happens, but that's why it happens.
I'm sick.
Our state, every state, I mean, it's like around the country, the state-run facilities, rather than having reform and making them better and making them effective, they closed them. So there were less places for people to go to have help, because instead of making them better, instead of having people in there to make sure that they were, running things correctly and having good programs that were actually rehabilitating these people, they were shit show places. They were. I mean, they definitely needed something.
A shit show place in my area.
Closing them down, it's like each one that you close down, those are hundreds of people that now are walking around the state.
The world fucking killing people, hurting themselves. Like, it just, and so.
But because it's not money, it comes down to money.
It's all about money.
A mental health system is a money suck to the government. It is money flying outward. They don't think there's no money coming inward. And so they don't want to deal with it. They just don't want to put the resources there.
So do you know what's fucked up? I had told with my, I'm going to bring it back to this. With my domestic violence case, I had told the DA that was handling it, I will drop this if you make him go to mandatory anger management and counseling for what made him do this to me. I don't know that it's going to help him, but I know that it's worth a shot. And he told me, I can't do that for you.
Mm-hmm.
We have to go another route.
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me that you can't spend, you can't make him spend that money, and you can't to try to reform him. I'm not saying he could be reformed,
Right.
but the answer was no.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fucking crazy to me.
It is. It absolutely is.
And it honestly does go back to politics, because like, so Booker is up for re-election for Senate, right? And there are people in Jersey that don't like him because they don't understand his gun control policies. And what I try to explain to people is that he's not trying to take guns away from people. He's trying to reform things on a federal level. So in other words, the Miami nightclub shooting, right? That happened in Miami. In New Jersey, he was convicted of a domestic violence felony. And he's still got legal guns in Florida and fucking shot up a nightclub and killed a bunch of people. That's what he wants. He wants things on a federal level.
Right.
Why can't we make that fucking happen?
Right. And in all honesty, most people that I know that do own guns are like, it's totally fine because I'm not a psycho. If I have to do another thing, like if I have to jump through one more hoop to make sure that another person
doesn't die.
Right. It's fine because I don't have anything to worry about. Like, is it going to be a pain in the ass? Am I going to grumble? Am I going to be like, I roll these fucking assholes? Of course, but I'm going to do it because I don't have anything to worry about. I'm going to get my gun that I want because I'm not an idiot or a criminal or a,
Vanessa, we've discussed this. I am like a staunch liberal. I want to learn how to shoot a gun. Mm-hmm. I want to know that if I am ever in a situation that there is a gun in front of me, that I know how to fucking shoot it. I know, like, I'm a small person. I need to learn how to deal with the blowback of all of it. I need to I want to learn how to do this.
They have gun safety classes at gun ranges. Absolutely.
Right. I want to do it. And I do plan on doing it eventually. What I'm saying is I'm not anti-gun and I am a super liberal. I don't fucking understand why on a federal level we don't believe in reform. Stockpiling. Why are you allowed to stockpile 10 semi-automatic weapons? Okay, like let's just use the AK-47s as an example. That can be turned into automatic weapons. Why can you have 100 of them and that's okay? Like, you're stockpiling. Why is stockpiling okay? I want to know why that's okay.
Well, right. So, I mean, I'm not about the number of guns that people have because I grew up with a lot of guns in the house. Like there were just a lot. Because, like, if my dad wanted a gun, he went and bought a gun because he wanted it.
But why do we need somebody like David Koresh, who with Waco had
again? So this is where it comes back around to David Koresh should not have a lot of guns. My dad can have as many guns as he wants because he's not going to go shoot it.
What I'm trying to say is he legally bought them. He legally bought them.
Reform. Like, this is what we're talking about, though.
There was no reform.
But this is where the disconnect comes from. And this is where the people who are legal gun owners who are feeling like if there is too much restriction, they're going to be, they're just not going to get to do what they want. Again, so we're going to use my dad. My dad has no reason why he shouldn't have any guns. Whatever gun he wants. He's been in the military. He doesn't have any criminal record.
I'm not saying he shouldn't have them. But does he want 100?
He will jump. Yeah, he'll get whatever gun he wants. And he'll get 10 of them. It doesn't matter. He will jump through an extra hoop if he needs to. However, he will go back every year and do whatever. If it's a yearly thing.
So he'll go through the
have a problem with the hoop.
Right. Okay.
But so here's what happens is like, so it's like any argument that anybody has. If you put a restriction on somebody, that's the only thing that they can hear. So these people are hearing you say right now, why do you need this much? And that's all they care about right now is the amount. They're not even thinking about the reform, which is actually what you're talking about. Right. They're just thinking about, well, now you're trying to infringe on my rights to have as many guns as I want.
I don't want to infringe on anybody's rights to own guns, except for I think it should be on a federal level. In California, if you have a restriction, I think it should apply to Rhode Island. Like, I'm not going to talk about my state in specific, which is a very strict gun law state. Okay.
Right.
We will talk about states that are not. I think that you have a felony, a violent felony, not like you got some weed shipped to your fucking house. Okay. Like, you have a violent felony and you can go to another state and get a gun. I have a fucking problem with that.
We should have a problem with that. We all should have a problem with that. And
but
I
there
don't
are
think
people that are not. Like, they don't.
Again, I was just going to say, I don't think that the people who have a problem with it quite understand. And sometimes there are just people who don't understand.
Like I said,
The
I'm
majority of
liberal
people
as
that
fuck.
I've
I want to
spoken
learn
to-
how to shoot a gun. I want to learn how to shoot a fucking gun. And now my children are, I have 2 adult children and I have a little one that's with me 50-50, okay? I would love to store a gun safely where my kid could never get a hold of it in my apartment for my safety. I'm a fucking victim of domestic violence. Like, I would like to be able to do that, and I legally can.
And it feels good. I will tell you, it feels good. Because when I have a panic attack about something, I'm like,
right? I'm not going to accidentally shoot somebody. Like, I'm not accidentally going to be like, well, let me go get my fucking gun. I'm not going to fucking panic and go get my gun because I respect the fact that I don't
I've never touched it because I've never had to touch it. It's there and it feels good.
And it feels good to have it there. Listen, I don't have a car because I'm not good at driving. So if I go to the range and I'm not good at shooting, I'm not going to go get a fucking gun.
Right.
So if that makes sense to you. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
I am a terrible fucking driver.
Absolutely.
I am allowed to have a license.
Right.
But I should probably not.
Right.
So, like, I'm just saying, like, I mean, I don't understand why it's not on a federal level. And I feel like that's what that we strayed off subject. But Cory Booker just wants like common sense gun laws.
Right.
And people think he's anti-gun. He's not.
Yeah.
He's not. He just wants common sense. Like, he does not want a mass amount of people to be shot at one fucking time anywhere in this country. Why is that so?
And I kind of feel, again, like this is one of those situations, like when we were talking earlier about the debate I didn't watch, where it's like we're so bipartisan as a country right now that we can't even admit.
Right. We can't even agree that gun laws should be
like for some reason an admittance of coming together, which is actually what we all say we want. We all say we want to come together, but there are some people who literally can't just go, yeah, I agree.
Here's the whole thing.
Happy about that.
I'll tell you what, I have several, I have a lot of Republican friends. I'm chain smoking. I'm so like crazy about this situation right now. I have a lot of Republican friends. I grew up in a Republican family. We all know, we've discussed this before. A lot of Republican friends. And all of my Republican friends agree that like it should be at a federal level. Like, no, we should not have some asshole like in California that beat the fuck out of his wife and was proven that he was guilty. He should not have a gun and go to Florida and kill a bunch of people. Right. Like, that shouldn't happen.
Right.
But then I do have a couple of them that are so staunch anti-Democrat.
That's it.
That they'll fight when they know what they're fighting. They know that they're wrong. Like, they don't believe in it. And I know that. I could see it in their face when they're arguing. Like, you're arguing with me just because of my political party, which is silly.
It happens all the time.
So silly. It's
again, like I said, we're so bipartisan. We're so like, I have to pick a side. And then when I'm on that side, I can't waver or else it means something about me, which a lot of people are like this anyway. To bring it out of politics, not just because fuck politics in my mind, but to bring it out of politics, like we all feel this way, right? Like we all feel like being in a box sucks, but we also put ourselves in boxes, right? Like, so people are like, this is the kind of person I am. And it's like, Why are you saying that? Like, why are you telling me the kind of person you are? I don't need you to be a kind of person.
Okay.
I just need you to be a person.
A person and feel like human emotions
Right.
and understand when I say something that it means something and it's not against a political party. It's against, like, think about what's in your heart. Like,
Right.
some guy the other day argued with me. He was talking about modern day feminism. He argued with me on Twitter. And he said modern day feminism is women hating men and thinking that they're superior to men. And he does follow me and I follow him. So what I said to him was, feminism, period. Don't say modern day, just say feminism. It just means equality, and it doesn't mean that we think that we're better than you, and we want you to not think that you're better than me. It's not an inferiority thing. I just want you to understand that, like, I don't think that I'm better than you, and if there's a job that I don't qualify for because I can't perform it at my stature, fuck being a woman, at my stature, at my capacity, so a man should get it before me.
Right.
It has nothing to do with that. So stop thinking that that's what modern day feminists are. And he said, well, those are the ones I come in contact with. And I was like, well, I feel sorry for you, because every feminist I know knows that feminism means equality for all, not just women, equality for anybody who's underprivileged.
Right. And I will say this, I'm gonna say this, is that I feel like what happened with the feminist movement as of late was, again, and our media drives a lot. Our media drives a lot. Our media was really good at pushing that agenda of, like, these women are man hating, when the reality is exactly what you said. I don't hate. I am pro woman. I'm raising.
Oh my gosh, you're raising an amazing daughter.
Like, I'm raising a daughter and I want her to be strong as fuck. I do not want her to think she has limitations. But guess what? If I have a son, I am not going to give him the message that women are better than men, that he is inferior. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say things like, I don't need a man, because that little boy is going to hear me say, I don't need a man. I would I'm not say this.
I will say this. All three of my sons, I feel that good moms raise their sons as feminists, because feminism, the real meaning of it, is sticking up for the underdog that can't speak for themselves. And it's not just women. And it doesn't mean that we deserve more rights than they do or whatever it is. It means equality.
Right.
It means
I'm not raising my child as a feminist. I'm raising my child as a humanist.
That and that's I love
what it's coming from, is that because I don't want her to say feminist, 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 and have people to think that she's one-minded. I want her to also say men are amazing and men are beautiful and men deserve. I want her to say those words too.
Do I not say this all the time? I have 3 sons. My sons are fucking amazing. My sons will not abuse women. My sons will not talk down to women. My sons were raised to be like good people. They are humans. They are
words matter. Words matter. And I think that's what happens. People are triggered by hearing words.
What I'm trying to say is that everybody should be a feminist. Everybody should want some sort of equality.
Right, but that's not, again, when we say feminist, we're saying one gender. We are.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that's why that movement was started.
Means women. It doesn't mean everybody. It doesn't mean trans. It doesn't mean feminism means women.
It doesn't mean that we're discrediting men, though.
Right, but what I'm saying is that when we say that somebody has to be a feminist, and we don't say anything else.
I didn't say they have to. I said that I tried to raise my children as feminists, really, like making them realize that women were equal, because
that's right, but that's not what that means. Equal means equal. Feminist means feminist.
Feminist means that we want to stick up for the underdog.
But the underdog isn't always going to be a woman. It's not always going to be a woman.
It's not always going to be a woman. It means that we stick up for the disadvantage. But feminism doesn't mean that, though. Feminine means we stick up for the disadvantage, not just women. It means the whole gamut of.
Use the word disadvantage. This is what I'm saying, and this is what I'm saying as a therapist. Words matter. If you want humanism to be equal, then you are an equalist. If you want humans to be humans, you are a humanist. And if you don't say those words, that's not what you mean.
I'm telling you that I'm not going to change my vocabulary to make some weak man feel better.
It's not about a weak man, because I don't like it either, and I'm a woman. I raised my child not to say that she is a feminist.
I get that, but I believe that you are a feminist. I know you're
not at all. I'm not a feminist.
You empower women
and men.
You do that too.
Exactly. Why? Because I am a humanist. I am not a feminist. I'm a humanist, because I have women clients that I empower, and I have men clients that I empower, and I do it equally.
I empower.
I don't tell one that they are an underdog, and I don't tell another that they are the overdog. I don't.
But we are, as women, treated as underdogs.
That's a completely different story.
But that's
equalist.
Why I'm a feminist, because we are treated differently, and I have been treated differently as a woman.
I get that, but you can't say I'm a feminist and I also support men, because men is not in the word feminist. It's not.
I do support men that are treated as a feminist. Anybody that's disadvantaged fits into a feminist agenda. It does. It's not just women.
And so where are our middle people who don't feel anything? Our gender fluid. Where are they? They're nowhere.
Listen. I
humanist.
They're somewhere, because I believe in those. If you're a good person, I believe in you too.
Exactly, and that's what humanism is, yo. Like, this is the problem: is that we are separatists. We want to say separate words and then push the separate words and then be mad that we are separate. But we can't use separate words and then be mad that we are separate.
Do you think I push a feminist agenda and come off that way?
If you say the word, people
I'm a feminist.
It's like any other word. It's like if somebody says that you are a racist, we hear the word racist, we know what it means.
Well, racist is a racist.
Right. So we know what the word means, and so we know the connotation. We know that it is.
They're not the same. One's a negative and one is actually a positive.
I'm not talking about the negative positive. I'm talking about the meaning. The meaning of a word, regardless of negative or positive. If somebody says a word, we think of the meaning. And that's it. And if we mean something different, we have to say something different. We
weren't taught to actually think of.
That's like when people are talking about snowflake liberals. Don't say that word. That's not what you mean.
Listen, I love when people call me a snowflake. Yep, I'm unique. I'm fragile.
Right.
I'm all of those
separatist talk. It's separatist talk, and that's why we are separate as a country, because nobody wants to meet in the middle and use a neutral word.
I'll be honest with you. I think we're separate as a country because this is the truth of what I believe of why we're separate as a country. It's exactly the opposite of the 80s, politics that we were Republican and Democrats. Okay. It's opposite of what we were raised on. It is now you are anti-abortion if you're a Republican. Like if you're like a conservative Republican, you're anti-abortion. I can't stand behind somebody that is anti-abortion. So it separates us based on morality. Like you're trying to take away my fucking rights.
Right. But we've assigned those.
And what's hysterical, I don't want those fucking rights. I would never have an abortion. So I don't even want those rights, but I want my fellow woman to have them.
Of course.
You're anti-gay. You want my friends to never be able to fucking get married.
Right.
So I can't stand with that. Like the meanings have become different.
Those are negative. Whereas we're trying to say that feminism is positive, which it is, right? But it's only positive toward one gender.
It's not. It's positive.
It's the word feminist, the word feminine means woman.
But you do know
anything else.
But you do know feminist, like the whole policies of feminism was to stick up for the disadvantaged, not just women.
Disadvantaged is the word to use then.
Okay, well that's fine, but I'm still gonna call myself a feminist.
But that's what I'm saying though. Is like if that's not what we mean, then we shouldn't say it. And if we're
Well,
gonna fight about things that we don't mean, it's like meeting people where they're at. If we don't mean it, and if we can't accept that the words that we say don't mean what we're doing, then we're just gonna continue the negativity that exists between the two people.
Listen,
we're in the middle. And most people I know are humanists. Most.
See,
they don't feel like anybody should be above the other. We have a systematic problem.
We certainly
have a systematic problem, but we don't have as much of a human problem as that makes it seem like.
We kind of do, to be honest with you, we do, but right now we have a bigger problem, and systematic racism is the biggest problem.
Everything. The whole problem with women is a system. It's not humans. It's a system.
We don't have right. We don't have a constitutional fucking right to make the same amount as a man for doing the same job. Right. I don't want to do less of a job. And it's so insane to me that I don't want to do less of a job that you do. I want to do the same job that you do and make the same fucking amount of money. And it's not illegal for me to get paid less.
Of course.
Which is fucking insane.
Right.
But I do think we have more of a systematic racism problem.
We have a systematic, that is a system though. The payment, capitalism is a system. And we're talking about money, and we're talking about salaries. So therefore, we have a systematic capitalist problem.
We do have a capitalist. That is, oh my gosh.
Right. So when we talk about our equality, we're talking about fixing a system. We're not talking about men hate women, women hate men. We're talking about let's fix the system. But we don't talk about let's fix the system. We talk about men hate women, women hate men. And so we just fight about something that we actually don't believe.
It's actually silly that people, like, when I say I'm a feminist, oh, you hate men. Oh, really? I have 3 boys. I completely, clearly.
That becomes the problem. When really, when you say I'm a feminist, you're saying I just don't want to make 70 cents on the dollar.
I also
that person in front of you.
And I want equality for people that are disadvantaged, not just
so
women.
If that's our conversation with each other, more people are going to agree. But we don't talk. That's not our conversation.
Because people don't allow you to do that when they're either anti-women or they're racist or they're homophobic.
This is why we meet them where they're at. It's like talking to a child. My 4-year-old doesn't understand big words, so I use little words.
I can talk to a child easily. I cannot talk to a racist as easily as a child. I'm sorry, but I can't, because
they are children. And if you want to be heard, we do that.
Here's the thing. I've stopped wanting to be heard by those people. I just have to walk away. I literally have said to so many men lately, there was a guy that told me, who, by the way, was extremely unattractive. Like, gross. Like, I wouldn't fuck him with someone else's vagina. Gross. Okay? Like, I will say it. And he told me I wouldn't date a girl who wears Uggs because it just shows sloppiness when she leaves the house. I literally looked at him and said, I can't even have this conversation with you because that is so ridiculous. Like, who the fuck are you fucking? But like, no, but he's so anti-women that he says stupid shit like that. Like,
well, he probably would say that about Tom Brady and his Uggs too. I'm just gonna say that. And Tom Brady's a man wearing his Uggs.
I did who wore Uggs. He was hot as shit. I don't fucking care. They're like walking on floating air. They are like walking on sunshine. Okay, I am walking on sunshine.
We're not going to hit everybody. We're not going to get everybody. I'm a therapist. There are people who walk in my fucking office and I want to help them, and I look at them or I hear them and I go, we're not going to get there.
Right.
We're not going to get there. I want you to get there. I so want you to get there, but I have to not do this with you because you're not ready.
Well, I realized that
somebody's ready.
So I was like, I'm walking away from this conversation.
Right. But like, if somebody's ready, if somebody's willing to engage in a conversation with me, I'm going to read them and I'm going to use the words. I'm going to use the words because I need them to hear me. I'm not going to use the words that I want to say always.
I will down talk myself if I need to, but
Right.
somebody like that, I have to walk away from. I cannot.
Which is totally fine. And there might be another
My
person that is meant to have that conversation with them, and that's fine too. Like, we're not here to save every single person.
Right.
We're not.
I can't. No. And I don't. I'm done. I'm done. I want to save myself. I want to save my friends. Like, I don't want to fucking.
Yeah, I'm
save.
still on the Care Bear stare. I'm still saving the world. I'm still saying different words because
You're a
if it brings
therapist
somebody
because-
there.
But that's why you're you and on me. And dude, I can't fucking deal with the stupidity anymore. Like, the stupidity has gotten to a level that I am incapable of dealing with. So I need to first save myself because that will help me save others. But like, I want to help my friends. I want to help people that are willing to be helped. Like, if you speak words to me that that make me think that I can help you understand something, then I will speak to you. Otherwise, I don't want to fucking
Everybody has a role. Like, everybody has a role in this world. And not everybody is meant to do everything.
Right.
You know, like I'm meant to do what I do, but there's certainly many other things that I'm like, pass that shit on because I cannot.
I can't take it anymore.
Right. Like, I'm not mentally capable of doing this, or I'm not skilled to do this. But in the things that I'm skilled in, you're damn right. I'm going to make it known that what works. And say, like, if you can't be here with me, that's fine. What's your part? Because you can do your part and I'm going to do mine. But we have to agree on who's going to do what. And this is what's happening right now is we're not agreeing on anything because everybody is saying, well, what side are you on? That's all I care about right now is what side
are you on?
And you have to pick one side.
Well, here's the thing. I'm done trying to change people's sides though, because
you don't have to change people's sides. And I
don't want to anymore.
People I know don't even know what fucking side I'm on. They don't, because I won't talk about it. I will talk about human to human issues. I will not talk about what side I'm on.
I do know that you're not on the side though of anti-rights for anybody.
Of course.
Everybody has to know where you
when I say I'm moderate, I say I have things on both sides, and I do 100%. There are things on the right that I agree with. There are things on the left that I agree with, and I will not go on one side or the other 100%. I won't. So I'm not going to wave a flag.
You're independent, which is fine. My boyfriend is independent. And here's the thing: there are things that are on the right that are so far I can't possibly do it. You know what I mean? Like, I can't align.
Which is fine, because that's how humans are.
Yeah.
I mean, there are just some people who are different from us, like so different because of where they were raised or whatever their issues are.
And I don't have time for it. And you are right. We've decided we're best friends for a reason. We're the yin and yang, and we all know where I am on the yin and the yang, okay? We all know. And it's fine.
Yeah. This is not like, I don't think that this is a problem in terms of what we know, what we want for this world. It's not that. I mean, it literally is just that. I
want the best world for my children to grow up in.
Exactly.
Which is equality.
And most people do. Most people do.
But they want
the understanding of equality. The understanding of equality is different in places simply because people live in different places. They don't have the experiences that we have. Right.
And I find that sad.
That little town that I grew up in, they think they know, but they don't know, and they have no way of knowing because there's a difference between watching something on television and living in it.
Ignorance is not bliss at this point.
You can't connect to human beings by watching them on TV. You can't. I connect with human beings by living.
Oh, I know.
If I'm going to live in rural United States, I'm not going to know.
Listen, I'll tell you this. Where you live, I actually loved, except for being allergic to the entire state. I loved it. The one thing I could not get down with was the homophobia and the racism that I dealt with when I went out that one night. One night, I met so many people that were just like, I can't align with this. Like, this is not somewhere I can live and be comfortable living, because there are enough people here that are like that.
Yeah.
And it's very, very small in comparison to where you are. Do you know what I mean? Okay, go deal with your child. We went
I
way
just realized,
over.
like, she's down here petting the dog. I'm like, what is going on?
We're an hour and a half.
How long
in.
have you been out of bed, child?
All right.
I'm over here, like,
All right.
talking to whatever.
Everybody
like,
who
listen,
stayed with us.
actually, regardless of what people just saw happen, we are on the same page, y'all. Like, just understand, Kate and I are on the same.
Best friends. Yeah.
Yeah, we have the same alignment. We say different words. So just understand that if you come at us with the opposite, you're going to get both of us at you. Just know that.
Oh, right. Yeah. All right. We love everybody. If you've tuned in this long, you're a fucking saint. Anyway.
Yes. Love y'all. I'm going to go put my kid to bed for the third time.
Holy fuck. Bye.